Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. And the most impressive to me was that everything was within the flow of the offense. It wasn't like, he was hunting the shots or anything like that. Like, we just played our game, and guys were mindful, when he was there, get him the ball, but it was just playing. So it was pretty impressive to see him, and I mean, I was hoping he was going to go for 15. Even break the Celtics record, but also go for the league record. He just had such good rhythm, so it was pretty cool to see.
Were there conversations about that, like knowing where he was and how close?
Yeah, well, we knew he had 7 at halftime, so we definitely wanted to make sure that we just kept him involved in the offense. When you got it going like that, when you're that hot shooting, you want to keep it going. So JT and Drew were very conscious of trying to find him.
Did you look up the record at halftime, or do you just know that?
The Celtics record?
Well, and the 15, yeah.
No, I knew. I mean, 14 is the record, right? Okay. So 15 is to break it. So yeah, we knew. We know that. Like, I mean, I know Clay did it, and it was pretty impressive, and he did it in, was it 3 quarters, maybe? So I'm like, it was very impressive. Like, I mean, us shooters, we know those records. And then the Celtic one, I knew last year because Derek White came out hot and hit like 7 or 8, ended up like with 9 threes or something like that. So we're very aware of it and pulling for Sam.
You guys have talked about getting the ball to a hot hand, but doing it within the flow of the offense. How do you go about when he has 5 or whatever it might have been, getting him more looks, running plays for him, stuff like that?
Yeah, I just think that we just got caught up in just playing our game. What the defense gave us, that's what we took, and within everything, we just did it. And Sam is the kind of guy that he doesn't care. Like, he came in at halftime, he didn't care. He just wants to play the right way. He wants to make the right play, and that's what he's going to do. And as you could see, all the shots that he took were good shots.
It was about a year ago. You guys were down here. Kristaps had a big game against you guys. You remember, just kind of what stood out to you about him that night? And obviously, you didn't know you were going to be playing with him next year, but just where he was at in his career and how good he had gotten at that point.
Yeah, that was one of those games that we come in here and we expected to go one way, and mental focus wasn't where it needed to be. But besides that, with Kristaps, what was impressive was, just his ability, how much pressure he put on the inside in the paint, and then also stretching the defense out. And those were, 2 things that after that game I just remember. Was like, man, it was really tough when he has both of those things going at the same time. And yeah, I would have never thought that he was going to end up here.
Along those lines, the mentality, you guys come in here without 3 starters. What impressed you most about the way you played from the jump?
I think it was our focus. This type of game, they were missing some players, and in the past we've talked about it. The performance kind of goes down. We kind of relax a little bit, but I felt like our guys, we were on edge from the beginning. We came out very determined, very focused, and that's what I like most about our group. We were ready to play, and we showed it throughout the game. Even at the end, I feel like the guys can continue that for the whole game.
This team hasn't been in a situation like this early in the year where basically you're pretty much clinched into number 1. What's going to be the focus over these next 15, 16 games? What do you want to get out of that kind of moving forward?
For us, just continue to play good basketball, continue to play the right way, and really just take it a game at a time. I think one of the good things that we're doing this year as a group is that we're really just locked in on the task at hand, and we're not necessarily looking too far ahead, and I feel like that's helping us.
Had very few of those letdown games this year, against maybe like a team like this at the bottom of the league. What do you think is the biggest difference just in terms of taking care of business that consistently against them?
I just think, like I mentioned earlier, I think it's the focus level. I think that, you come in, and we came in tonight, and I felt like, we respected our opponent, and we were very, preparing on edge and continue to play the right way. There wasn't a thing that guys are deviating or trying to do different things. Like, we stayed with the game plan, we executed offensively, and we just kept doing that over and over.
Al, sorry, one more. Joe said he feels like Peyton right now is an underrated part of this team. Do you agree with that?
I think so. I mean, there's so many players that you can look at in our team or that get highlighted constantly. for the things that they do, and Peyton's been just very mature, but also I feel like he kind of goes under the radar with some of the things that he does, and I personally think it's probably a good thing. I mean, he'll start coming up in big moments, and people will see it, people will feel it. But I believe that he has the right mindset, the right attitude, and he's one of those ones that's going to have a big game coming up, and it'll be fun to watch.